Now, what is meant by the prescription? Then, what are the parts of that prescription? Then, how to handle that prescription and samples of that prescription. Under your prescription, the definition. So, everybody have seen the prescription. So, prescription is nothing but the a written order by the your physician or the doctor to the medical practitioner or a pharmacist to compound and dispense specific medications for the individual patient. That is called as the prescription. So in simple way, we can say when we are going to any physician, he used to write the names of the drugs, and that written name of the drugs is nothing but the order on that page, and that page is nothing but your prescription. So nowadays we are purchasing that medicines from the your medical store by showing that prescription. And previously there was no such a system to directly get the such kind of medicaments. So at that time the pharmacist was used to prepare, or he was preparing medicaments at the time of requirement. At that time there was no such kind of development in our pharmaceutical field. So that's why he was compounding means he was preparing that medicaments at the time of demand when the patient was reaching to him. So by checking the number of medicaments prescribed by the physician or written by the physician, he was checking that medicines, and at the time of requirement he was preparing that medicaments. So that's why prescription was handling by that time by this way. So nowadays, simply when doctor wrote the prescription, we used to go to the any kind of pharmacy store, and directly he will hand over your prescription. Nowadays, compounding of medicament has been eliminated at the drugstore. Now only the dispensing of medicaments is done. Dispensing means distribution or to hand over the your medicaments. For that purpose, we are going to pay the money, and he will hand over the your strips or the tablets, whatever the medicament is wrote, so that all those things he will give you. So that is the today's practice. But previously, compounding was done inside your medicament or the medical store. So nowadays compounding is eliminated, only dispensing is or the distribution of the medicament is there. Another thing is that your pharmacist is nothing but the direct link between your doctor and the patient, because when patient is reaching to the physician, he is checking that he used to check that patient, then by seeing his signs and symptoms, he diagnosed the his disease, and after the diagnosis, whatever the medicaments are required for the treatment purpose, he used to give the order to the your pharmacist, and then by taking that prescription or that order, patient reaches to the your pharmacist, and then at the counter he will give that prescription to the medical store handler like your pharmacist, and then he will give your total medicaments. So ultimately, most of time it is happen that your patient cannot openly speak with your physician, because there is little bit hesitation. Patient think that how can we speak very frankly to your physician. So that's why they can frankly speak with your pharmacist. So it is the system. That's why there is the little bit we can say distance between the patient and physician. Very little bit we used to speak with your physician, but with the pharmacist we can directly speak. So there is no any hesitation to the patient toward your pharmacist. So that's why many times some patient convey their another problems through the pharmacist to your physician. So by this way, we can say that your pharmacist is acting as a link between your physician as well as the pharmacist. So that's why your pharmacist is called as the middle person in your patient and the physician. Then after that, your whatever the prescription is there, you have taken from the physician. So that number of drugs which are prescribed by your physician for the patient will be checked by your pharmacist, and according to that medicaments he will prepare that medicines. So it was the previous practice. That's why I am telling you. At that time, it was happening that when your patient was going to the your pharmacist, he was just checking the total prescription, and according to requirement, he was trying to prepare all the medicaments. So there was the total, we can say, hold of that pharmacist at that time for the preparation of that medicament. Now, regarding the prescription, if you think that what type of codes are written on the prescription, generally there are the some particular symbols are written on your prescription by your doctor or the physician. So generally A is written to denote the patient age, whether he is adult, whether he is child. So depending on the age of that person, generally the dose of that drug will be different. So it is very general one that for the child dose will be the small, and for the adult person dose will be the large. Then J is written. J is indicate the patient is having the below 16 years old, or he is up to the 16-year old or below 16-year age. Then Y is written for those patient who is having the 6-year-old or the below 6-year age. Then O is wrote for the oral contraceptive medicaments. So this is the, we can say, symbol utilized by your pharmacist while preparing your medicaments. Nowadays already your different type of doses are having, or the different types of strips are available for the same drug with the different doses. Suppose you want to prepare the prescribe the medicament for the child, then for the child purpose doses are nowadays different. But previously there was mandatory to change the dose by your pharmacist. That's why this kind of symbols were utilized by the physician for the pharmacist to give the idea about the age of the patient. Then parts of the prescription. When we are thinking about the prescription, or some people might have seen the in prescription that there are the different names, different parts are there. There is the name of the patient is written, then number of medicaments or the name of that tablets has been written, then at the last signature is there. So these are nothing but the different parts of that prescription. What are that parts of that prescription? First one is the heading. Under the heading, there is the date and personal data of patient should be written. Generally name of the patient, date of that time, and then what is the age of that patient, then what is the sex of that patient, what is the weight of that patient. So these are all nothing but the personal data of patient is required while preparing the medicament or the dose of that medicament. Then next part of the prescription is the body. Under the body, there are again three parts are there, that is called as the superscription, inscription and subscription. In next slide we will see what is the superscription, inscription and subscription. Then third part is the closing part or the last part of your prescription, or on that page what is the closing means what? That is nothing but the signature of physician and patient. Most probably in India today we are not taking the sign of the patient. Only physician used to give his mark or the small signature. So these are the main three part of your prescription. That is the heading. Heading means date and personal data of that patient. Then body means superscription, inscription and subscription. So this is nothing but the name of that medicaments which are prescribed by your physician. And closing means at the last your physician has to sign on that prescription, and that is the proof that particular XYZ doctor have given this kind of prescription. Otherwise anyone can write such kind of prescription illegally, and he can give to any patient. So to avoid these things, or to make the proof of that particular physician that this XYZ physician have wrote this particular type of prescription, for that purpose it is mandatory that physician must give the signature at the last. Now, date. Why the date should be mentioned on your prescription? Because date is important here. So many people might not have the, we can say, idea, or they might not have thought about the date. Why date is important? Because suppose today you go to the today you went to the any physician and you have shown your problem, and again after 3 or 4 days you went to the your physician and you told that whatever the my problem was there, so I do not have the relief. What kind of medicament you have prescribed, please check it and again give me the such idea or any kind of suggestion or another further treatment. So when the patient was came before, what was the treatment was given and what is the effect now. So to make the judgment, the date is important, that how many days before that patient was came and up to what was the we can say status of the disease, what is the improvement is there or not. So to make the such kind of judgment, the date is very much important. If date is not mentioned, then the physician will not get the proper idea that from which last date he was taking the treatment, whether there is any errors in your doses, whether there is the mistake in the medicaments, or whether your patient is not taking the properly doses. So these all those things will not be become clear. That's why date is very much important. As well as this is also important for those patients like diabetes as well as TB patient, that before how many days he was came and now after that what in next when he has to come to the physician. For that purpose, date is very much important criteria inside your prescription. That's why it should be written on your prescription by your physician. As well as it is helpful to maintain the record of the patient as well as the drugs for the physician. Then it is also important for your pharmacist also, that what last time this patient was came on particular date, now after how many days he has to come here, he can give the idea to the patient whether today he came, now after 15 days or after 1 month he has to come or not. So likewise your pharmacist also can have the benefit of this date, as well as lastly we can say the patient is also having the benefit of this date. For example, in case of vaccination, if today we have taken any particular vaccine or the dose of that vaccine, now after suppose 1 month or after 6 months he has to come there, then after the 6 month he may not able to recall the previous date, or suppose it is not written on your prescription, then he will not have the ability to remember previous dates. So it is quite difficult that whether 6 months is going gone, whether 2 months only gone. So for the exact date, suppose the date should be mandatory or it should be mentioned on the prescription. So likewise, there is the, we can say, responsibility of the physician to write the date on the prescription, as well as the your patient as well as pharmacist also suggest for writing the such kind of date on the prescription. Now, next one is the personal data of the patient. The personal data include the name of the patient, then its sex, its age, as well as the address. So these are the we can say weight also is there, patient weight. So these are the very much important criteria or the factors. If you have not mentioned the name of the patient, then how can we see that, or how can we judge whether the prescription is belongs to the XYZ person or any ABCD patient? So for that purpose, for the exact determination, there should be the name written on the your prescription. Nowadays, if you are showing your prescription, very immediately your pharmacist is giving you the medicaments. But previously, there was a little bit waiting time, because when you are giving the prescription to the pharmacist, there was a requirement of the little bit time for the preparation of that particular medicines. So near about half an hour or 1 hour, there was a requirement. So within that period, another patient was also coming. So there was the problem that whose prescription is this, because it was keeping with your pharmacist. That's why for the clear cut indication, name of the patient should be important, or it should be written on the prescription. So it will indicate the that particular person's prescription. Then sex and age. Sex indicate the male or the female. So whether the female patient is there or the male patient is there. So particular type of medicaments are there. Their little bit doses are different in the your female and male. Some drugs are there which are only required for the female person. So depending on that, sex is also important. Then age, very much important factor, age, because age will we can say define the dose of that drug. If the child is there, it means his dose will be the different. While manufacturing the dose of the drug, if the we know you have idea that this person is having the adult, or this person is having the particular type of age, then it will be, we can say, important, or it will be helpful while designing the dose of that drug. And lastly, the address. Address is also important, because sometimes some patients may require the, we can say, address, or they may require the counseling for the particular purpose. Or suppose patient has been taken the discharge, and after some time physician thought that we have to give the particular type of suggestions. So in that case, if the address is there, means he can reach there, or they can reach to their reach that particular patient, and they can give the further advice also. So for that purpose, this name, age, sex, address is also important. And another factor is there, that is the weight of that patient. So depending on the weight of that patient also, dose will be the different. Sometimes adult patient is there, you have according to the age, but his weight may be very less, or weight may be the very large. So depending on the weight, we have to design the dose of that drug. That is also important factor. That's why age, weight, sex also mandatory for the your prescription, or it should be written by the your patient physician. Then superscription. In body we have seen the superscription is the part. What is the superscription? See, on your each and every prescription, if you will see that there is the printed logo that is called as the RX. On each and every prescription, there is a printed RX in the upper left corner on each and every prescription. Generally, it is the abbreviation of the Latin word that is called as the to receive, or receipt, or to take. So this RX is nothing but the, we can say, it is in the Greek language, it is considered that RX means to take. It means you should take the medicaments. So for that concerning, they have wrote the RX. So it means to take the medicaments. So for that purpose, they have written the RX. So it is the, we can say, general term. According to Latin language, they have made such kind of superscription. So each and every prescription have the RX symbol, as well as this X is quite extended one, and it looks like a small J. Now, what is the that importance of that small J? So J indicate the long form of Jupiter. Jupiter is the god of healing as per the your Greek peoples, or the as per the Latin language. So Jupiter is the god of healing. Now each and every patient is already is having the some problem. So that's why they are going to the physician, and then after that they are getting the medicaments. So medicament is nothing but the, we can say, the way for the relief from the your pain or the your problem. So in another way we can say it is the request to the God to heal that patient. So this RX is having the to receive the medicament, as well as the small J. Okay, and that J is nothing but the, we can say, Jupiter. Okay, so this is the called as the superscription. Now inscription. Now what is the part of that prescription that is called as the inscription? So this inscription is the main part of your prescription. Okay, now it contains the name of medicaments, or the name of that drugs, as well as the tablet, along with the dose or the quantity. So generally nowadays only this inscription is remain on their prescription. Most of physician only write the name of that drugs and he will hand over the that prescription to the patient. Most of physician is not, they are not writing the name of that patient also. He is also not writing the age, weight, sex factor also. Only they will write the name of that tablets and dose, and he will hand over the that prescription. So nowadays this is the, we can say, trend, because the number of patients are increased, that physician is not having the time. Very we can say rare doctors are there, they will write each and everything. So at the, we can say, metro cities, this kind of practice is there, that they are writing each and everything regarding that patient, from the name to the signature of the patient as well as the physician. So inscription is nothing but the, we can say, the name and the quantity of that tablets or the dose has been written on that prescription. This part is called as inscription. Then they will also give the idea about how many times that dose has been taken, whether morning one dose, afternoon one dose, and evening in dose, or only morning and evening dose. So likewise that by which manner we have to take that medicines, that will be also written in that inscription part. So generally physician will write the short form of the tablet, like tab, or cap means capsules, suspension means SUP. So these are the short forms they will write, and in front of the tab they will write the quantity like 500 mg or 100 mg, and then they will also write the 101 or 111. So this is nothing but the that dose dosing times, that morning, afternoon, and evening, or the night. So so likewise they used to write there. So this total part is called as the inscription of the prescription. Then subscription means what? Now subscription is nothing but the part of your prescription. It contains the directions for the pharmacist, as well as, we can say, it will include the type of dosage forms to be prepared and number of doses to be dispensed. So previously this superscription was required, because at that time your pharmacist was preparing the medicament in his shop. So that's why subscription was important. But nowadays it is not required, because already your tablet and capsules are prepared, and they are prepared in the very big companies, and directly ready made they are available in the your medicament store. That's why subscription is not required nowadays on your prescription. But what is the subscription? It was the information or the direction or the guidelines by the your doctor to the your physician regarding the dosage preparation, as well as the any kind of guidelines. Okay. Then signature of the physician. So this is the last part of your prescription, that is the signature of physician. So at the last, generally your physician has to make the signature. Okay. So then only it is, we can say, authentic type of prescription. So for that purpose it was given, as well as after the signature there should be a address and registration number of that physician. Otherwise you cannot say that this physician is the valid physician if the registration number is not there. So that's why it is mandatory that at the last of your prescription there should be the signature and address and registration number of your physician. So this was the your total parts of the prescription. See here, just I have shown the one example, that heading. In the heading there should be the name of the patient, age of the patient, then his sex, as well as the what kind of diagnosis is there. Diagnosis means what are the problem of, what are the symptoms, and according to the symptoms we can that physician should write the his actual problem, whether he is having the temperature, whether he is having any particular disease like malaria, whether he is suffering by the tuberculosis. So depending on the your the symptoms of the patient, or the by checking the various kind of test, he has to write the diagnosis or the what is the problem of that patient. Then next one is the RX. Then body. In the body, RX is there, that is the superscription. Then name of the tablet, like here I have shown the levodopa tablet, then cabridopa tablet, then dose of that tablet, and timings of that tablet, that how many times that patient should take that tablets. Then in the closing, there should be the name of the doctor, registration number, and address. And uppermost there is the date. Okay. Now the handling of the prescription. What is meant by the handling of the prescription? So previous day, your pharmacist was preparing the medicament inside the medical store. So your pharmacist was going to the your patient was going to the physician, and depending on his diagnosis, he was prescribed the medicaments. Then after that, your patient was going to your pharmacist, and then after showing that your prescription, he was trying to prepare the medicaments. So as soon as your patient hand over the prescription to the pharmacist, so how the pharmacist should handle that prescription, that is also important. Okay, because just simply I would like to tell you that sometimes suppose that patient is suffering by the cancer, or that cancer has been detected, and as soon as when he is reaches to the your pharmacist, and he is just shown the any kind of we can say serious type of expression on his face, then how the patient will think that he is having the very big disease, and he is become temp, or he can get the tension. So that your pharmacist must not show such kind of aggressive or the serious type of expression as soon as he is watching the prescription. He should behave very normally. Then your patient will think that I am not having any kind of big disease. So likewise, there are the some manners that how to handle your prescription. Okay. So in the handling of the prescription by your pharmacist, there are the near about the 6 steps. First step is called as the receiving. Second step is called as the dose calculation. Third step is called as the compounding, and then finishing, then pricing and delivering. These all the steps are applicable for those pharmacists who was preparing the medicaments inside the medical shop. Okay, for the olden days. Okay, previously they were preparing the medicaments in their shop. So for that pharmacist only, these kind of steps are applicable. Now, what is meant by receiving of the prescription? When your patient is giving his prescription to the pharmacist, so to accept or to take or to collect that prescription is nothing but the called as receiving of the prescription. Okay, and after receiving, he must read the total prescription, like name of that patient as well as age of that patient. Okay, and everything he should get confirmation from that patient also, because sometimes some other person may go to your pharmacist shop by giving that, by taking that prescription of that patient may be another side, and another person may go to there. Sometimes any child patient will be there, but his parents may go to that shop, and he may show that prescription, and he may receive the medicaments. So in this case, we cannot say that whether exactly patient is coming to the shop or any other person is coming to the shop. So while receiving or while reading that prescription, your pharmacist must confirm whether patient is giving that prescription or any other person is giving that prescription. Then whether the age, weight, sex factor are wrote on the prescription or not. So it will give the clear cut idea while preparing the dose. So that's why this is the first step in your handling of the prescription, that your pharmacist must receive that prescription, and after receiving, he should read that prescription, and he must confirm the exact age, weight, sex and name of that patient, because it will be easy for him while preparing the dose. Then reading the prescription. While reading the prescription, very carefully, that pharmacist must read the prescription, because sometimes there are the so many number of drugs are available in nowadays in market. They are having the near to same names. Okay, because while reading on, while writing that physician, uh, he actually he wrote very carelessly, and the very it is very difficult task to identify the actual names of that dose as well as the drugs. So it is mandatory, or it is important that which drug has been prescribed by that physician. Then and until he is not getting idea about the exact name of the drug, so we cannot give the dose of the drug to the patient. Sometimes mistake may happen. So in that case, while reading, there should be the confirmation of the name of that drug. Otherwise, your pharmacist must ask to the your physician that which type of or which drug has been prescribed to this particular patient, because by mistakenly if you are giving the another drug, then he may not get the actual relief, or he may not get the actual effect, as well as sometimes side effects may be developed. Okay, so if you are giving the another type of drug, sometimes toxicity may be appear. So likewise, your pharmacist must confirm the name of that drug also. And sometimes suppose he is not getting clear cut idea from the prescription, then he must consult to the physician regarding the which drug has been prescribed. Then checking of the prescription. Then after the reading, he must check the any kind of compatibility or the incompatibility. What is the incompatibility? Incompatibility means, suppose 3 or 4 drug has been prescribed by your pharmacist physician, then whether that all the drugs are suitable with each other or not. Because some checking of the prescription means, when the prescription is taken by the your pharmacist, he should check the any kind of incompatibility. Now incompatibility means, sometimes some drugs which are prescribed with each other may not have the we can say compatible with each other. They may cause the any kind of reaction when they are reaching to the stomach, or when they are dissolving into the stomach fluid. So they may cause the any kind of unwanted reactions. Okay, so such kind of the incompatibility should not be there in your prescription. So your pharmacist must have idea that how many drugs are there, they are not suitable with each other. So he should have the, we can say, study of that drugs. And suppose by mistakenly your physician have wrote the some number of drugs with each other, then he may directly consult to the your pharmacist physician, and he must say to the doctor that these drugs should be changed, they are not suitable with each other. So likewise, this checking of the prescription should be done by your pharmacist. See here, one example is given regarding your incompatibility: acetyl salicylic acid, codeine, and amdopyrinate. So these 3 drugs has been prescribed by your physician to the patient, and lastly he will go to the pharmacist and he will tell him to give such kind of medicament. Now see here, acetyl salicylic acid get intensifies the narcotic action of the codeine. This codeine is the narcotic in action. Okay, codeine phosphate. There is the cup syrup is now available nowadays. This codeine phosphate and acetyl salicylic acid are not suitable with each other. Okay, there is the, we can say, unwanted reaction may persist when there is the mixing of these 2 drugs is occurred. So likewise, incompatibility is there. It means such kind of incompatibility should be identified by the pharmacist, and he must say to the physician that there should be replacement of the drug should be done. Okay. Then dose calculation. Generally, when your pharmacist is receiving your prescription, he is reading it, then he is checking it, and after that he will get the idea that there is the requirement of the dose calculation. For example, suppose child is there then his dose will be the different for the particular drug. Suppose the adult is there, then what is the dose of that adult? So according to the we can say number of that drug has been prescribed by your physician. So he has to prepare the each and every dosage form. Suppose, for example, one tablet has been prescribed. For example, paracetamol tablet is prescribed. Then that pharmacist has to calculate how much dose is required for the preparation of the tablet or for the preparation of any kind of solution or the suspension. Then by using the different formula, he may calculate the dose of that drug according to the age of that patient. And then finally he will prepare the dosage form of that particular drug, and then he will hand over to the patient. So for the calculation of the dose, he may use the different formula. So this is just example I have shown, that is called as the Young's rule or the Young's formula for the calculation of the child dose. Here, to calculate the child dose, there is the requirement of the age of that child. Then what is the adult dose of that drug? Actually, adult dose is already known for each and every drug. Then he will put the dose of the adult for the particular drug. Then he will take the age of that patient plus 12, and then he will get the exact quantity of the drug required for the child. So this is the just one formula as an example I have shown here. This is the another formula that is called as the Freud's rule. That is, the child dose is can be calculated by taking the age of that child in the month. Sometimes some childs are below 1 year old. Then for that purpose, how to calculate the dose of that drug? In this age of that month, age of that child in the month, and into the we have to multiply the adult dose and divide by 150. So these are the fixed formulas. Then there are the another type of formula are there we can use for the calculation purpose. In next chapter there are this we can say total formulas we have to study there. Then compounding. Now after the calculation of the your dose, exactly we have to prepare the dose. That preparation of the your final dosage form by your pharmacist. So that is preparation procedure is called as the compounding. Okay. Then ingredients what are there that we have to require for the preparation of the tablet of that dosage form. So that ingredient he will find out, and dose is already calculated. So that much amount of the drug he will take, and he will calculate the remaining ingredients quantity, and he will mix them, and he will prepare the final dose. So that is called as the compounding procedure. Then finishing of the prescription, that is the last step we can say. So in the finishing, it includes the packaging of that prepared tablets or the prepared any kind of solution, suspension or the ointment. So he will pack into the suitable container, and after the packing, he has to make the label. So labeling is also important, because if you have prepared the tablet of any particular drug and you have added into the any bottle, and if you have not added the any label, then how can you will identify that which tablet are there, what is the use of that tablet, what is the dose of that tablet? So patient should get the idea. So for the knowledge purpose, there should be the labeling. For the identification purpose also, labeling should be there on that bottle. If label is not there, then you cannot identify the name of the tablet, then what is the dose of the tablet which is added in inside that bottle. Then labeling should be done. Then rechecking. Rechecking means once one again he has to confirm that whether the XYZ patient was there, and this is the actual medicament of that patient. So finally, when he is handovering that medicament to the patient, there should not be any kind of mistake. So that's why he should recheck whether the particular drug was prescribed and that drug's tablet was prepared or not. So likewise, he had to reassure about each and everything. There should not be any mistake, because medicaments are there, okay, and they are chemical. When they are reaching to the stomach, definitely they are giving the any kind of reaction. So, and we are playing with the human beings, okay. So there might be various kind of side effects on health effects of that person. So that's why rechecking is also important. So to avoid the unnecessary mistakes, rechecking should be done. Then filing. Filing means what? Filing means maintaining of the record. When the that patient was coming first time on his shop, so whatever the prescription he was submitted, the copy of that prescription must be kept with the pharmacist. Okay, and he must added that prescription into his file. So that file is very much important while inspection of that shop, as well as that file is also helpful for the next time of that patient, and also for the accounting of that shop. That filing also important, because suppose you have attached that prescription in his file, then in 1 month how many people are there, how many patient was came, how many medicaments was prepared. So for that purpose also that file is important. So maintaining the record of that each and every patient, that filing is important. Then packaging. So when he want to submit that total medicament, so what is the final packaging of that medicament is also important. So there are the number of, we can say, packaging system, like we can say round vials are there, oval bottles are there, wide mouth bottles are there, different types of containers are there. So depending on the dosage form, he may use suitable type of dosage, we can say, container for final packaging of that tablets. So at the last he has to pack the your medicament, and he has to make the labeling and label information. On that label, what kind of label information should be there? Okay, nowadays only name of the medicament is there, then use of that medicament is there, dose of that medicament is there. But previously name of the patient was also important on that label. When he is attaching the label on that bottle, so type of prescription, name of that patient, then date of that dispensing, when he is giving handovering that prescription to that person, then storage condition, then name and address of the pharmacy where it is prepared, then check well before use, or various kind of we can say information should be provided on the label. Whether while administering that medicament, checking is important or not. So check well before use, like this we can say advisory note should be written on that label. Then route of administration, whether that medicament is taken by the oral route, whether that medicament is taken by the topical route. So these all those things should be written on the label. Then pricing of the prescription. Pricing means what? To decide the cost of that total product. Suppose that patient is receiving the 3 to 4 types of we can say dosage form. Then from preparation cost to the labeling cost as well as container cost. So whatever the expenditure is there, so including all the expenditure as well as the, you can say that prescription procedure, that time is taken by that pharmacist. So that all those things will be included in your pricing, and then that pharmacist will determine what will be the final cost of that total medicament. Okay, by considering the all the factors. Okay, raw material cost, packaging procedure, as well as preparation procedure and labeling. So these all those things he will consider, and he will show final cost of that each and every dosage form. And then he will make the total, and he will tell to the patient that this much amount is there, we have to pay. So this is called as the pricing of that prescription. Then delivering of the prescription. Delivering means what? To hand over the medicament which was prepared according to the that prescription. So while delivering, generally patient is there, so directly he can hand over that medicament to the patient. Sometimes if the time is requiring for preparation, then he may say that you go to the home, I will send your medicament up to your home. The address is already noted. So there are the 3 types of delivery: store delivery, home delivery, and mail delivery. Nowadays we are giving directly, we are directly handovering that medicament to the patient, or we are uh, we can say taking the getting the medicament through the mail delivery, or we can say online purchasing is there. So through the any kind of courier services, our medicaments are coming to the your home. But at that time, store delivery was there, means directly the patient was getting the medicament directly in the presence of that patient. Then home delivery means that shopkeeper was delivering that medicament to his home, or by using the any kind of agency like courier service, he was delivering the medicament to his home. This is the example of that prescription, that is Memorial Hospital and the address of that hospital, then name of the patient, date, address, date of birth or the age of that patient, then RX is written, as well as the one blank part is there in middle part. So here that physician will write the name of the drugs, then signature of the prescriber, name of that physician, then refills are there. Refill means suppose today patient is came, then after how many days he has to come again. Generally 15 days, 1 month, 2 months. Likewise, your physician will tell to the patient that after how many days he has to come back for the rechecking purpose. So that is called as the refills. Now the principles involved in the writing of the prescription. Actually, when the your uh, physician is writing the your prescription, so there should be the some ethics. Okay, it means while writing the prescription, so there should be a your physician follow the some ethics, or the we can say principles should be followed. So by this way we can say there should not be any malpractice, or there should not be any injustice with your patient, because if you are going to the any physician, you do not have any kind of idea about your disease. Whatever the physician is showing to you, or he is telling to you about your disease or about your health, you will make it as a final decision. So that's why while writing the number of drugs for the patient, so there should be some ethics followed by your physician. The prescription is written sometimes in verbal or electronic order from the practitioner to the your pharmacist. Okay, and sometimes some specific language may be utilized. See here, nowadays your prescription is directly written by your physician on the one particular page. Okay, that is the, we can say, we are saying the prescription. But sometimes suppose your patient is admitted, or it is inpatient, he is already hospitalized. So during the hospitalization, sometimes time to time your physician may prescribe the medicament, and inside the hospital itself he will write on the simple sheet and he is giving to you. Then the any other person of that patient may take that sheet, and he is going to the your pharmacy shop for the purchasing of the medicament. So sometimes your physician may directly told to the your pharmacist that you supply this such kind of medicament to your patient. So sometimes verbal orders may be given to your pharmacist by your physician, because due to the urgency he may not waste his time while writing the medicament on the page. He may directly call to the pharmacist, and he may told that keep the ready this kind of medicament because there is the emergency. So this is called as the verbal order or the verbal prescription. Directly he may make the phone or any kind of we can say direct mail may he given to the your pharmacist. Then on the mail system also email may be given by the your pharmacist doctor to the your pharmacist. So there are the so many types of we can say orders are there, or the methods of we can say ordering the medicaments are there. Now, the first principle of writing the prescription is what? See here, the writing of the prescription should be done by any kind of your physician only. Okay, any other person should not involve in the writing of the prescription. Or, for example, nowadays any kind of pharmacist also will give the medicament to you directly without any kind of prescription. So such kind of practice should not be happen. As well as your doctor who is writing the prescription, he must have the proper education or the experience. Okay, so then only he is having the rights to write the prescription. Otherwise any other person should not write such kind of prescription, and he should not suggest any kind of medicine to the patient. Then list of dangerous abbreviations, acronyms as well as the symbols. See here, while writing your prescription, that physician must have the rules and regulation, or he must have idea about the rules and regulation of the writing prescription. There are the so many abbreviations are there to save the time of physician. Okay, so he must use that type of abbreviation very carefully, because while writing the abbreviation, suppose small mistake is there, means your total prescription may be get changed. Okay, because suppose he is writing the 0.01 milligram or 0.1 gram, then suppose the while writing decimal point, suppose he is making the mistakes, then your pharmacist also will make the mistake. Okay, so finally your patient will receive the wrong dose. So for that purpose, that pharmacist as well as your physician must have the appropriate idea about the abbreviations which are noted. Then only mistakes should not be happen. Then after that, potential problems are there, maybe happen because of the, you can say, wrong information provided by the your physician to the pharmacist, because on the prescription he is writing the directions, he is writing the suggestion to the your pharmacist. Suppose by mistakenly he is provided wrong direction or wrong guidelines to the physician, he means according to that direction he will prepare the medicament, and finally wrong medicaments will taken by the, your patient, and there might be chances that any kind of unwanted reactions, toxicity may be happen with your patient. See, these are the different types of abbreviations are there. Tablets is wrote as a tab, capsule is wrote as a cap, syrup is written as a SYR, suspension is written as a SUSP, injection is written as a INJ, meter dose inhaler is given, then lotion as such lotion is written. Then regarding the contents of the prescription, regarding the doses of the your drug, whenever the dose is written by the, your pharma physician on the, your prescription, so very carefully that patient dose should be mentioned. Sometimes some physician will write the dose of the drug into the percentage, so it is quite difficult for the pharmacist to convert that percentage into the actual strength of that dose. So better way, there should be a directly dose should be written in milligrams, it should not be mentioned in the percentage. Then dosing should be proper one, according to the weight your dose should be decided by your pharmacist as well as by your physician. Generally so many liquid medicaments are there. For the liquid medicaments, those should be written into the milliliter. Okay, sometimes they may use the Greek language like teaspoonful, temporalful. There are so many Greek terminologies are there, Latin terms are there. So in the Latin terms, the dose are written in the Latin language. So sometimes suppose your physician is wrote in the Latin language, then your pharmacist must have the knowledge of that Latin language, and he must convert that Latin language into the your normal language, and he must prepare the accurate dose. Then there are the so many time mistakes regarding the decimal points. 5 mg versus 5.0 mg can be mistaken. So suppose your physician is having the habit to write the 5.0 milligram, okay, instead of 5 mg direct. And sometimes suppose he forgot to give the decimal point between the 5 and 0. So what will be the dose? That will be the 50 mg. So there is the mistakes of the dose will be occurred. 10 times quantity will be increased. Again, another thing is that while writing the short forms of milligram like mg or grams, so that pharmacist, that physician must write the full form, that is milligram, milliliter or kilogram. So then will be the mistakes will not be happen or mistakes can be avoided. Then some drugs are having the same name or the spelling is near to same. Here, uh, if the while writing the name of that drug, suppose he have written only first or three digit of that name of the drug, then how the your pharmacist will get we can recognize that which drug is prescribed, because so many drugs are having the first or three letters same. Okay, so to avoid such kind of written mistakes, your physician must write the full name of that drug as well as it should be very clear cut. It should be easily understood by your pharmacist. Then while direction of the use of that medicaments, whether that medicament should be taken morning, evening or three times, as well as what should be the method of administration. So each and everything should be written very clearly, because at the last your patient may be educated or may not be educated. Okay, so he should get clear cut idea while handling or while taking that medicaments. See, these are the various kind of Latin terms. So these Latin terms we have to study in separately. Okay, there are so many books are there. In that books, your Latin terms are given. Then you can learn that type of medicaments. Then nowadays, branded drugs are very much popular one, and generic drugs are also there. Then your pharmacist and your physician should prescribe the such kind of drugs which are genuine one. There should not be any kind of you can say fraud, or the misbranded drug should not be prescribed by your physician to the patient, because ultimately there should be a result of that medicament to the patient, as well as dose should be optimum, because sometimes your physician may unnecessarily write or may unnecessarily prescribe the number of large medicaments. Suppose only five tablets are sufficient, then sometimes your physician may write the 15 tablets instead of 5 tablets. So there should not be such kind of practice. Then your pharmacist as well as your physician should encourage to the patient many times while we can say healing that patient, as well as they should confirm the appropriateness of the medicaments. They should remind to the patient regarding the what is the exact use of that medicament, why they have prescribed these medicaments. So likewise this, that patient should get idea that which type of drug he is receiving. Then writing of that doctor should be proper. See here I have shown the example that how that doctor has written this kind of name of that drugs and quantity of that medicaments. So no one uh, pharmacist is like we can say able to read this carefully or properly, and no one cannot recognize that what is the exact name of the drug, what is the quantity of the drug, and what are the doses. So such kind of handwriting problems may cause the serious kind of error in patient health. Then pharmacist as well as your physician must follow the common type of principle that they should always write legibly. They should always space out the words and numbers while writing the prescription.